So, Amanda, you got to see several people from this community. They all came to Detroit. Would you set the scene for us? Tell it how it all came about. And then I want to hear, how was this experience for you?
So I'm one of those people that I get extremely excited when I get to meet people. And, but I was unaware that other people might be more nervous. Like Paula was like, she was excitedly nervous. And I didn't know how to take that at first because she put that in my comment on my Facebook post about it. And then when I met her, she gave me a hug and she's like, and as we sat down, she's like, you were like how you were on your TikToks.
Yeah.
I think the fear of, okay, is someone I meet that I love, like I love Paul, I love Simona, Dominic, and Chris. For a lot of people, there's that fear of like, I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed in who like I admire so much. And so for me, I didn't understand her comment, but yet I understand that people probably feel that. So Chris and I were the first to get there. And so I didn't see Chris at first because he went into the restaurant and then he
by the
lost
way,
us.
and not Chris Vaglio.
Correct.
Chris Weiglin.
Yes.
Yes.
So he walks up, he goes, Amanda's sharp. I'm like, yes. So we got to hug first and talk. And Chris looks exactly like he should look in person, which I always like to see because there are a lot of filters and stuff that people can use. So that not just like, are they the same in person as a personality, but do they look the same in person?
I also don't think that Chris is somebody that would use a filter. I just don't get that impression.
No, but sometimes people use, well, especially in the realtor space. I mean, there are headshots from like 10 years ago and you meet the person in real life and you're like, I never would have thought that was you. So not that I would have ever thought any of our group would do that.
Right.
but you'd never know. So Chris looked exactly like he should. He sounded exactly like he should. And his personality was exactly like it should be. And so we were chatting for a little bit. And then that just ended abruptly when Miss Paula came in. And I just ran up to her and we hugged for like 10 minutes straight. Chris can vouch for that.
Yeah. I want to also point out, I saw some of those pictures, and I know you've told me this before, having not met you in person, that you are not tall in stature.
No, not at all.
And when I saw a picture of, it was Simona in the middle of you and Paula, I was, because I know Paula's a little woman, so that didn't surprise me. But then seeing you, that really helped put it all together. I think you might be even a little shorter than Paula. Are you?
Yes.
I think you are.
Can't get around that. We'll just say yes. We both had like flattish shoes on, so I mean, it was a pretty fair comparison of. She just was shocked she was taller than me, which was a lot of fun. But we have had so many side conversations outside this group and through text and just messaging that to finally like see each other and be able to hug each other in real life, it was so healing. So healing for me, at least. I don't want to speak for her, but I just like it brought tears to my eyes. I just was so excited to like hug her and just squeeze her because of all the things that we've shared like as a sidebar conversation. So that was super sweet. And then after hugging Paula for about 10 minutes, I moved on to Dominic. Not that I don't adore Dominic, but he was such a gentleman and let us have that space.
That's so cool.
And Dominic is exactly who he is in these rooms and in his podcasts, just so thoughtfully put together. Mm-hmm. Is one of the best ways I can describe him. And he paid for our breakfast. Like he didn't have to do that. Yes.
That's so nice.
He shouldn't have done it. Didn't have to do it. We all bickered about it. But at the end of the day, we're so grateful at the same time. So thanks again, Dominic, for paying for our breakfast. But he is, even the way he speaks in real life is so similar to how he speaks in these rooms and on his podcast. So, I mean, there were no surprises of Dominic, I feel like. I just loved it.
So cool.
Yeah. And then Simona and Sean came in, and Sean is Simona's boyfriend.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I actually met or really seen Sean. So I didn't really have much to go by on him, but I gave Simona a huge hug too. And she's exactly like what she portrays online too. So it's very interesting to see in this room. And I think for us in this room, this community, we meet together so often and for so many years that it's hard to, if we were going to be fake, it's hard to fake it out for that length of time.
Yeah, that is
You
for
know?
sure.
So I feel like when we have a meeting within this community, I feel like everything we feel like we're going to get, that's what's delivered to us. And so it just, but it always feels good to have that validation of this is exactly who I thought I would be getting. And it's so fun that that's actually what it is.
No,
So it's just, it was
there
such a good time.
any surprises at all for you?
No, honestly, no. No, I
Wow.
feel like Paula's just personality that comes out in these rooms and the joking and all of that, it was exactly on par. Even Chris, like Chris, because he hangs out in our audience. And so he'll like comment something great in the chat, but he
Yes.
can't always pipe up. So Chris will say something when he contributes, like he contributes to the conversation.
Okay, got it.
So
Yeah.
that was really cool too. So I just feel like the six of us sitting at the table, it was like a little mini clubhouse room. Yet we were so loud. And I am so grateful for the restaurant that we were at because they tolerated us.
Where did you guys eat?
It was the Dime Store in Detroit, which I highly recommend. It's in this beautiful building and it's just this smaller little area, but man, were they happy. But they allowed us the space to have, for almost 2 hours without trying to rush us or anything. And it was just a good time. I feel like when we were taking pictures, I was like, you guys, we could just pretend we're celebrities or something.
Yeah. I'm sure you kind of felt that way. I want to check in with Dominic. Dominic, we heard from Amanda Sharp and would love to hear how your experience was in Detroit, meeting up with some fellow community members here in the Empowered Podcasting community. How'd everything go? And why were you in Detroit?
And so that's what brought me to Detroit. But before I got there, I was like, well, Ida's not that far, right? It's only about an hour. And I think we're going to wrap up kind of early on Sunday morning. So how about, me and Paula just take a trip out to Ida, Michigan and see Amanda. And so Amanda, she's so super nice. She didn't want us to drive all the way out there. We were willing to. We were more than willing to. We wanted to see the store, wanted to get, see the rustic cup that she talks about often.
Yep.
But no, she said, no, let's find some place closer to you. And she did. And so, and then, invited Chris and got Simona and Sean was there. And it was just a really good time, just talking and laughing and getting to see each other in person for the first time and all the things. And yeah, it was a really cool experience. It's always great to see people, as I say, people out in the wild as opposed to virtually. But no, it was a really great time. And I really had a lot of fun, me and Paula. So it was cool.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it was really cool to see you all out there and hanging out. And I know I had reached out while you guys were there. I reached out to Amanda. I said, you got to send me pictures. And I think she was responding for Paula because it didn't feel like an Amanda response. It felt like a Paula response.
She was like, yeah, because she was sitting at the table and she was saying that, Mark should respond that, and this and the other. And Paula said, no, say this exactly. And that's exactly what happened. So your spidey senses are accurate, sir. That's exactly what happened. But no, it was so fun to meet Amanda and her and Paula. Oh my God, they must have hugged when they first saw each other for like a solid 60 seconds. Like a solid 60 seconds. She's like, yeah, Donna, you're cool. Just hold on for a second. Paula. So, it was all good. But no, it was just so great to meet Amanda and Chris for the first time in person. Super genuine people, super cool people. And I hope to go to Ida and Port Huron and kind of see and hang out with them because they were so nice to come all the way out there to Detroit because it's not like just around the corner, right. So it was really nice of them to do that. So I was super grateful that they were able to come out and kind of hang out with us a little bit.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit of that experience, and thank you for doing that. As I said earlier, it really warms my heart seeing this community coming together in so many different ways and doing things, whether or not it's an organized event or it's just something that, everybody throws together. And I just love seeing it. And thank you for doing it. And thank you for letting us be a little bit of a part of it here and sharing the experience.